You know the exact feeling. It's the end of the day, you're completely exhausted, and yet you look back and realize you haven't actually accomplished anything of value. You were busy, but you weren't productive. We constantly tell ourselves that we just don't have enough hours in the day. But time isn't the bottleneck here. The real crisis you're facing is scattered attention. Instead of deciding where your focus goes, you let your phone dictate it. An alert pops up, a feed refreshes, and suddenly your attention is hijacked by someone else's priorities. You flow along with whatever the algorithm places in front of you. Training your brain to constantly seek out easy, instant dopamine creates a reflex to avoid the friction of hard work. That trade-off makes actual, long-term progress impossible. There is a biological limit to your daily focus. You don't wake up with an endless reservoir of mental energy to spend however you want. Every time you scroll without a purpose or check a random story, you are spending that limited resource. By the time you sit down to do the work that actually matters, your cognitive battery is already empty. Trying to cheat this limit by doing 3 things at once fails every time. The science is clear. Splitting your attention doesn't multiply your output. It simply fractures your focus, guaranteeing that everything you touch suffers a drop in quality. To actually get things done, you have to ruthlessly eliminate the noise. You must protect your cognitive fuel for the few deep, singular tasks that move the needle. We often treat the ability to concentrate as a character trait, assuming people who get things done just possess superior moral discipline. In reality, sustained focus is a result of your surroundings. It is the natural byproduct of operating in a highly curated space where the external noise has been turned down to zero. If you sit down to work with your phone face up on the desk and 20 browser tabs open, failure is guaranteed. Your brain is entirely outmatched by an environment built to distract you. The most effective strategy is physically removing the phone from the room and deleting the apps that pull you away. Designing a physical space that removes triggers is a more reliable path to success than wrestling with your own psychology all day. Think of an untrained human mind like an untrained dog. Left to its own devices, it will chase every passing stimulus, react to every sudden noise, and run everywhere at once. Training that mind is a mechanical process. It requires noticing the exact second your attention drifts and pulling it back to the task. You might have to do this 100 times a day. Eventually, the work gets difficult or your brain hits a wall of boredom. The urge is to reach for a screen to escape discomfort. Staying engaged through that peak of resistance expands your capacity. Crossing that threshold is where deep work begins. Mastering this friction point stops your mind from acting like a reactive machine, transforming it into a highly controlled asset that you direct. It's incredibly easy to get caught up chasing end goals, the money, the promotion, or sudden recognition from your peers. But those external outcomes are entirely out of your direct control. Fixating on them only breeds anxiety, and that anxiety fractures your daily concentration. A stronger framework is anchoring your satisfaction purely to the execution. Did you sit down and complete 2 hours of deep work today without distraction? If the answer is yes, you won the day. This is exactly why looking at someone else's progress is so destructive. Every time you compare your personal timeline to someone else's, you derail your own momentum. When you ignore the competition and obsess over daily execution, the compound effect of that work makes long-term success the probable outcome. Living with focus requires a complete shift in identity. You become someone who remains steady and clear, even when surrounded by chaos. If you wait for the perfect mood to strike before you sit down to work, you will always be inconsistent. Human moods fluctuate. Effective systems do not. You can start building that system right now.